Hello everybody and welcome back to MagnaCarta 2. Last video we woke up after being out cold for 3 days and we are doing some chores for the people of Highwind Island. We got started on doing the tasks last video but didn't quite finish. So at this point we have delivered some lunches. We've also delivered some hard horns by defeating the worms in the forest. We have the berries needed for the healer, and lastly we need to bring Bilter his tools. So for now I'm gonna head back up towards the village and deliver those berries. We probably shouldn't dawdle on that, seeing as how they're needed for all of the injured soldiers. So we're needing to go to the clinic. I kind of took a funny lift. It seems kind of out of the way. Or I took it from the back entrance or something. Kind of a long way around. So if we speak to the healer, it's really unfortunate. She's gonna tell us that despite all of our efforts, it's too late. Nothing that you can do will make this person live. It's kind of scripted that way. But she's gonna take the berries anyways, and she'll still give us our experience for finishing the quest. And if we talk to the little girl, it was her father that passed away, which is really sad. She's the one that made the charm for her father out of the pearl from the lapper shell. But she's nice enough to give it to us, and it's actually a pretty good accessory. We got a belt of defense by helping the people in the forest as well, so we have a couple of different choices for accessories at this point. The pearl amulet will give you +4 defense and +4 resistance, which is a very good item at this point in the game. We have a belt of swiftness for +5 agility, and a belt of defense for +5 defense, as well as the ones we currently have equipped, the Belt of Life and the Belt of Action. So I would recommend holding on to all of your equipable items until you feel the need to sell them later on. And before we go and see Bilter at the beach, we need to head over towards Windsong Caverns. Now, there aren't any quests over there, however, there is a very well hidden chest that the game doesn't tell you about. And it's really out of the way as well, so it's kind of a pain in the arse to grab, but as soon as we grab it, that should be our last treasure chest that we need to grab on the island for the time being. So if you missed anything your first time through this area, now would be a good time to do a sweep and pick up anything you might have missed. We picked up the treasure chest that was in this area the first time we were here. There is only one in here. And the chest that we're going to get now, the second chest, only becomes accessible after the battle with the Guardian. I'm going to avoid all of these enemies. I'm just going to stay in movement mode and move around them. It's not worth fighting them in my mind because it would be much more beneficial for me to go to Azurebell Forest and fight some of the worms because they're at a higher level. In some cases, enemies will block your path and then you'll probably be forced to fight them, but for the most part you can go around them. And remember, there's also a pillar in here if you need to make a quick save. There are a ton of barnacles in here. Now when I get to the chest, I may need to fight the enemies in here. Opening chests can take a little while, and if an enemy attacks you and you're interrupted while you're trying to open a chest, you won't be able to open it. And I'll bet you that as soon as I try to open that chest, this barnacle is going to come in and attack me. So I'm just going to do what I can here and take care of these guys. Come on, Juto, open the chest, hurry! Okay, there we go. Amulet of Power, alright. Sometimes it's sort of a little race to see who wins. Luckily, my skyward hammer sort of knocked that guy on his feet, so he couldn't distract me. I'll probably make a quick save at the pillar just to restore my HP, and then I will cut back to the entrance of the cave, since you guys probably don't want to see me go back through there. Alright, so now I am back in the village, and the only thing that's left to do at this point is to deliver Bilter's tools and to speak to Zephie. She's sent some of her forces to come to the island to pick up the Guardian, and hopefully that will in turn make the island a little bit safer. With the Guardian gone, there shouldn't be any reason for the Northern Forces soldiers to come and disrupt us. And if we remember, Melissa told us that Zephie is waiting for us over on the beach. So I would definitely recommend doing anything that you need to do before you talk to Zephie. In a lot of cases, if the storyline advances, you may miss the opportunity to open up chests or to do quests, and quests in a lot of cases are very time sensitive and they may be lost if you don't take the opportunity to do them right away. So I do things in a very specific order for a reason. And if we remember, Bilter is standing over here by the barricades on the beach, and we should give him his tools, since I'm sure that it'll help him somehow. Not really sure how, but somehow. And if you feel like it, you can defeat some of the crabs that are on the beach. The lappers are the strong ones with the shells, and these guys are a sponge for damage. You can also go into overheat or overdrive and do a lot of damage that way to these things, and sometimes that will knock the shell off. Let's try that and see if it works. Not done. And if you can't knock their shell off, you can at least do a lot of damage, so that's nice. I'm just kind of defeating one of these guys for demonstration. There's not a whole lot of point in doing it. Bilter had asked us to defeat these guys a little bit earlier, but I just skipped it, saying it wasn't really all that necessary. It's just a really good way to gauge how much power you can get when you go into overdrive. But even if you're using your special moves that do more damage, that will definitely help out. And of course, if you're a higher level, you'll do more damage to these enemies naturally. But they do provide some pretty good experience points, so if you feel like doing a bit of grinding, then that might not be a bad place to start. Along with all the other enemies that we found so far.
Huh? She's not here. Guess I'll sit and wait.
Juto? Hey, what's the matter?
Huh? What? Princess?
Are you alright? You're as pale as a ghost. I was surprised when you fought the Guardian and won. How is it that you can summon up so much power?
I really don't want to talk about it.
Juto, have I said something to hurt your feelings?
It's nothing that you said.
What is it then?
problem is me. The power that defeated that monster. But I can only use a wooden sword. So how could I be capable of that? It's like I was the real monster back there.
Juto, I think you misunderstood my question. I wasn't criticizing you, really. I was simply jealous of the fact that you have such abilities. That's all.
Jealous?
The Southern forces are fighting against the Northern forces' sentinels. Monster weapons like that Guardian. But it's not every day that one sees a human go toe-to-toe against such a monster. That is why we need every resource that we can find. If we had power like that, I think it would lessen the losses suffered by the Southern forces.
Princess.
That is the place that my question came from. A monster? Nonsense. You saved our lives back there. I think it's a wonderful thing to have the power to protect others. Also, although it takes a different form from yours, I too have powers that are unlike normal people. That is why I can understand the anxiety you feel.
What? You do?
Unfortunately, I still cannot quite control them. Nevertheless, they have allowed me to protect that which is precious to me, and so I am content with that.
The power to protect.
Aw, well, it was nice of Zephie to help Juto feel a little bit better. With that being done, we can go back to the village now. There's still a couple of things that we need to do. So I'm going to stop things here, and next time we will head back towards the village and see what else we need to get done. So thank you for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.